Well, I'm truly honored to be here in my own home, my own house. It's a great honor. Thank you for having me. This live stream has been set up to celebrate the upcoming release, the new documentary, The New Dynamic, which will be a premiere on the YouTube channel in about 3 hours. So if you haven't already prepared yourself to participate in that, it's going to be a big movement for our community. They say that eggs don't break twice. I'm glad that some of you people here, some of you people are interested, that's fine, but this is a Buddhist community, this is a Buddhist center. This is a meditation group, so if you're not serious about Buddhism and meditation, you have no place here. You can come here as a volunteer or to give some money, clean, cook, do something like that to offer. But this is not a public shelter for homeless or wandering people. This is a place for serious meditators and serious Buddhists and people who really want to be serious about non-duality. Well, let's take a look at what this is. Any doctors out there? This may be hard for some people here to believe, but I'm not a doctor. I don't specifically know what this is, but I am smart enough to know that that's clearly not pink eye. Should we take another look? No offense to anybody. Sometimes we have ideas, but we're not so confident about those ideas, right? We're not that ignorant. But let's take another look and see if that looks like pink eye. Okay, and anyways, we don't need to take another look because it doesn't look anything like pink eye. And this is not a live stream about pink eye. Okay, this is a live stream about the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. All right? There is a major premiere coming soon on this channel. Has anyone here noticed that? Have they seen the premiere? Have they seen the title of the premiere? It's going to be coming up in about 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours, midnight release, midnight instant premiere. We're all going to watch it together, so I hope that you'll be there. The matter of fact is that I'm not listening to people from the homeless shelter. I'm not listening to people from the YouTube comment section. I was a Buddhist monk for 7 years. I was a Buddhist monk from the year 2018 to the year 2020-25. You do that what you want to do with it, okay? But so I've trained and practiced with many meditation masters. I've lived with many yogis, many serious practitioners. I don't just listen to random people off the street that got an opinion, that got something they want to say. Okay? Need to get that clear. Get that clear in everybody's minds. It's nothing personal. It's not a personal affront to you. It's just that I listen to the people that have practiced meditation seriously. I listen to the people that have taken Buddhism very seriously and have something to say. I don't listen to walk-alongs, the walk-along people that have something to say. I don't listen to them. And it's my condition that I have a confidence in people that they can't meet. And at the same time, a overwhelming way of not having any confidence in people at all. So it's both problems coming together now. Now I am a Dhamma Vipassana teacher. Like I said, we're not in Trailer Park Town, okay? We're not on the streets of Seattle. We're not finding a hovel in LA, okay? I'm a Dhamma Vipassana teacher. Okay, I have a doctorate in Dhamma Vipassana. You don't. Most of the people here don't even know what those words mean, and yet somehow they know that those words are not real or valuable, and they also know that they don't need to know those words to have a strong opinion. So maybe everybody can learn to shut up a little bit more and listen a little bit more. You come to my house, you come to my YouTube channel, surprise, surprise, you're going to be listening to the music I listen to. You're going to be hearing me yap. I'm sure if I went to your YouTube channel, I'd listen to you yap. If I went to your house, I'd listen to you play your music. Can you choose the music that's being played right now? No, you cannot. So take a chill pill. Whatever kind of pill you need to take to not be disturbing here, take that pill. Now we have this premiere coming up. This is something I put a lot of energy into, and I wanted to promote this premiere. It's a midnight instant premiere, taking me back to the drive-in movie days, going and seeing the triple play drive-in movie in Baltimore. What y'all know about that? So I just came in here to advertise that instant premiere that's coming up very soon. And, hope everybody's going to sign up and be there for that. And show their support. Show your support, everybody. Support what you like to support. I've also been thinking about, just getting my ego out of the way and really trying to help people. It's somehow that this YouTube channel has become the moments of silence have become a trailer park alarm or a hog alarm. The moment that there's a moment of silence or intimacy, all of the hogs start squawking and squeaking their noses and stinking up the place with their egos. I'm sorry that you don't know anything about Buddhism. I'm sorry you don't believe in meditation. That's not my fucking problem that you're not a Buddhist, okay? It's not my fucking problem that you don't believe in impermanence, that you don't believe in no self, okay? Why don't you come over here and be quiet? All right? If you don't like the music, you can leave. I'm supposed to be crucified on a cross because you don't believe in Buddhism. Give me a fucking break. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Listen, everybody, I'm here advertising my premiere. I created a movie. A lot of people have been saying, where's Dr. Rob been? He's been offline. Is he okay? Actually, I created a movie. I directed, produced, edited a feature film. And that film is actually going to be released on my YouTube channel at midnight Vietnam time. So for most of you people, that's about 3.5 hours from now. And if you go to my channel, you'll see the upcoming premiere. I've put a lot of work into it, and I'd love for us all to be there together. That's at midnight Vietnam time, and it's going to be a celebration of our community and a celebration of everything that we represent and everything that we love here. You know what I mean? Love is not about pleasure. Okay, glad to hear it, Mike. Please, everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe, all right? You're not just here slopping it up like pigs at a trough. You're going to come here, you're going to leave a like, you're going to subscribe, you're going to make a donation, you're going to celebrate, you're going to put W's in the chat, you're going to share it with your friends. You're not just going to come here and slop it up like pigs at a trough, okay, everybody? It's not my problem that you're not a Buddhist. It's not my problem you don't believe in Buddhism, okay? So if you want to be here, you better understand that this is not for free. Well, I think a lot of people have heard enough of my voice, Jacqueline. Me most of all. I'm sick of hearing that voice. That voice never wants to stop talking. Just like high tide. It's like someone, high tide, when you left that comment, it was like someone farted in my face. But, I'm not saying I'm a victim in that. It's just cause and effect, just the way that it is. But everybody has a limit. Everybody has a limit of white trash, blasting Mountain Dew Dorito farts in their faces. Everybody has a little bit of a limit of that. I don't like trailer park people. You don't know about Buddhism, get the fuck out of here. I don't like being around white trash people that don't know about fucking Buddhism, that don't believe in Buddhism, okay? You never been to a meditation retreat? Get the fuck out of here, buddy. You're not allowed to be here. Oh no. Anyways, the movie's going to be premiered tonight. The movie is being premiered tonight, 3.5 hours from now. It's going to be an incredible premiere. It's a 4K film. I put a lot of work into it. I put a lot of energy into it, and I hope that that's where I want the trailer park people to be here. And I want the trailer park people to be here as well. And remember, being a trailer park person, it's a mindset. It's not about actually having a trailer park or those people that are living in a trailer park actually. I've been thinking about it, and I say, how pitiful and uninspired I've felt lately, you know? And I don't like feeling like that. I thought maybe I have ADHD. So maybe I get some ADHD medicine and I'll be better. I'd much rather chalk the whole situation up to a case of ADHD than a case of schizophrenia, because those SSRIs is a whole thing. But you know, those ADHD meds, those work instantly. But I don't know. It's frustrating when people don't respect you, right? And remember, I'm not trying to have a conversation with some fucking trailer park person in the comments when I say that. This is not a private show for you. This has nothing to do with you. Keep your fucking mouth shut if you don't know about Buddhism, or you're not ready to volunteer, ready to donate, or ready to say something nice, okay? Keep your fucking mouth shut. And even then, sometimes people want to say something nice while I'm speaking. That's not what this is for. You want to ask a question, you want to make a little comment. Oh, this is so nice. You put that on the back of a $50 fucking bill. Don't bring your ego into this environment while I'm here sharing, while I'm here doing my art and my teaching. You know, I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel negative. I want to feel good. I want to feel invigorated. I want to feel alive. I want to feel like a waterfall made out of cream. This is what it takes. This rough and tough flow. There's no other choice but to let go. When you know, but when you don't know, that's when Santa comes. Ho, 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 ho. So everybody, we've got this massive premiere coming out. I've made a movie. I've been away and I've made a feature film. And that feature film is going to be premiering at midnight Vietnam time. So that's 3.5 hours from now. So please do set your alarms. If you go to the YouTube channel, you'll see the link to that video. The instant premiere, it's going to be something that we all watch together at midnight, a midnight movie premiere. We're all looking forward to it. And I hope that you will participate in that and share in that film, in that energy, in that offering that I've prepared. I haven't quite, maybe I'm having a midlife crisis. Maybe I'm going through something, You know what I mean? We've all got a chance to go through something, but there are things in my brain that are trying to work themselves out. You know, I'm seeing this goddamn flicker in the background, and that can be a symptom of ADHD. That impulsive rage, that fire and that rage, it can be a symptom of ADHD. You think this is brutal? Wait till you hear about Gaza. Wait till you hear about what they've done in Gaza. Scorched earth. Okay? Scorched earth. And that's, you know, it's like being an artist, a sincere artist. You know what I mean? Not in it for the money, not in it for the status, but truly in it for the art, the love of the art, the mystery of the art. And you share your art in a place, and life is art. Life itself is art. You know, I'm not special, making a special person artist. A lot of these people are just trash. But no one appreciates it. No one even thinks to appreciate it. Or it's like people who don't believe in art. They believe that they're like eating their shit and huffing their farts and like drinking their piss is a need, not a want, and that art is secondary to the need of them fucking injecting piss into their veins. You know what I mean? And that's very real. That's very real. And the people who say, you know, Rob, you just can't do this. You can't focus on this stuff. You know what I mean? Well, you people pay me and I'll do something else. I'll do something else when you invite me to do that. When you organize the retreat in Spain, you don't like when I'm teaching this way. I mean, we're just shooting at the stars here, but then you pay me and I'll do something a different way, okay? When you make it worth my while. You know, and it's not a, I mean, it's a dark world. You know, I think that some of these energies, they come from places unknown. So we try to find those places. We try to find those places that the unknown comes from. But we can't. We have to be the unknown. And the kind of things that can take place, you couldn't imagine. And people wonder, how do I process that kind of thing? Well, I can't. That's why I became a monk. I'm a little bit touched in that way. I can't process these people, these energies. There's almost nothing you can do but to just be wildly open. Wildly ripped open by everything. The only thing it's very intense psychologically. To be a human being and to have other human beings want to come near you and touch you. That you're repulsed by, that you find disgusting. And so it's almost like a psychological lust or a psychological sexuality. The lol-cow dynamic, the trolling dynamic, there's almost a it's not sexual, but that's the only parallel I can bring up of it, of wanting to have a certain kind of involvement and experience with a psychology that rejects you, that is repulsed by you. And we can put that into, one box, but that's not how it works. Just because, it's like you find a lot of people of a certain kind of way and you say that all of the situations like this would fit into that box, but that's not necessarily true. It's like maybe I am a lolcow, or maybe I am disturbed or something like, whatever people might think. Maybe I'm enlightened. Maybe I have great access to insight. Maybe I have a lot of wisdom. But it looks different for everybody. We all see through our own eyes. Like a woman being stalked by a group of men that she's repulsed by, that want to psychologically touch her and feel a reaction and then feel pleasure from that reaction. It's very powerful. It's very disturbing. It's very disgusting. It's very repulsive. And so how can we practice with something like that? How can we practice with embracing that which is totally repulsive to us, totally annoying, totally frustrating, totally terrible? Hey, you motherfuckers that are in this live stream right now, you better leave a like, you better subscribe, you better send some fucking donations. This is not a free fucking show. Do you understand me, you little motherfuckers? So we have the movie premiere tonight. I hope that everybody will be there for that. There is no easy answer. But in this search for fame, this search for profit, I have brought in the wrong people. I mean, this really gets the ego going. But I guess in a sense, everybody is the wrong person. Especially when you're withdrawing from nicotine. Look at these fucking people.
Almost flew, almost doing things we used to do. There's a girl and she's almost you. Almost all the things that you promised with your eyes, I see those too. Now your eyes are red.
Let's get some W's in the chat, everybody, for Dr. Rob's movie premiere tonight at midnight Vietnam time. That's about 3 hours away from now. So if you go to the YouTube channel and you click on the YouTube channel, you'll see the premiere link is there and you can be notified when the premiere starts. We're all going to watch that together and we're going to enjoy it. It's good. I put a lot of work into this, put a lot of energy into it, so I hope that everybody will be there to support me in that premiere. Should I go to the Met Gala? Maybe this is the karma. Maybe this is the karma for claiming to be a doctor. Maybe it's the gay karma. ba 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 ba, shibada ba 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 ba, ta da 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 da. Wing bang ba dam ba dom ba bet you by the way my kata you know away na. But bang ba bam ba bam ba bay. Here we go. I want to be enlightened. But I also see the emptiness of that I, seemingly. Maybe I need to meditate more, but that's empty too. So the non-duality people do have something right. I'm just concerned if is it the donkey learning to sit down and eat the carrot, or is it the donkey being a donkey? You know what I mean? I want to have that right view. I want to realize non-self, but who's going to realize that? That doesn't make any sense. I want to be like my masters. I want to be free and independent and joyous, but my main master, he's certainly not smiling all the time. Doesn't seem to be enjoying himself all the time, but that's what I would want. If I was enlightened, I'd want to be enjoying myself all the time. And I don't like the way that the world is, but I don't really believe in the world outside of this immediacy of nothingness, of emptiness. I'm not just saying these things to say them. I'm just trying to share. I'm trying to skibble-a-doop a little bit here. And I have a hunger, I have a desire for other people that, have these experiences, that are passionate about Buddhism and meditation and non-duality in a revolutionary way. Not just people who want to sit on the sidelines with their fucking jobs and fucking talk about, you know what I mean? But how can we, you know what I mean? So this movie premiere, it's going to be coming up at midnight Vietnam time. That's about 3 hours from now. That's why I made this video. That's why I did this live stream, to let everybody know about the instant premiere, just a little bit of advertising. I've taken some time off, as many people know, and I've created this feature film, and I'd like for everybody to watch it together. I've edited it, I've produced it, I've directed it, I've acted in it. I was the costume designer for the film as well. So I want this. I think that this is really going to show my art, show my work, and maybe take the whole situation here to the next level. What's everybody think about that? You do something enough and you'll be disgusted by it. Mindfulness and detachment, cause and effect only, the emptiness of self, the emptiness of ego. Yeah, I bet. That's what it sounds reasonable to me. It's bigger than Alan Watts. That's what I'm saying as well. It's a lot. It goes a lot deeper than Alan Watts. It's not Buddhism and spirituality. Isn't Alan Watts and TikTok crystal saleswomen? Okay, it's deeper than that. It's transitional. It's a conflux moment. It's revolutionary. It's dynamic. It's unfathomable, unbounded. Not youing. You have this idea of something, well, that's just your idea. And what's my role in all this? How am I trying to position myself? Why I want to see these kinds of conversations happen in an unbounded way. But there's a foundation necessary for that. We have to be able to show our resumes. What the fuck do you know about it? And if you basically have no experience on your resume, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to look at that a little bit. You're going to have to accept that a little bit and listen a little bit more. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, it's not about a date. It's not a dating simulator. It's not a friend simulator. That's not what this is about. This is about true Buddhism, true non-duality, true Zen, true Chan, true Son, true Tien. This is about the great masters, the patriarchs, the lineage of emptiness. It's a question, how unabashedly stupid and ignorant can people be? Willfully ignorant, consciously choosing to be ignorant. And what do you do with those people that simply... That's why there's a different dynamic. There's a different dynamic between Buddhist countries and Buddhist culture, Buddhist societies, and Western, especially America, because America isn't really even a Christian country. It's like a faux Christian spiritualist, like a cult country in a certain way. And now YouTube's telling me these are copyrighted music. Nobody owns anything, YouTube. So people, ultimately respect themselves and they respect God. Or they respect what that means, which is authority, under the threat of torture and violence. So I think a lot of conversations have to take place. If we're bringing Tabarwa to the West, if we're trying to develop that energy, and excuse me for saying, come on, everybody, this is a joke, but it's not non-appreciative, it's very appreciative. These kinds of conversations have to take place. And if we're not willing to have these conversations, or our egos are so affected by having these conversations, don't have anything to do with our egos, but actually with our capacity to go beyond our egos in collaboration, communication, doing good deeds, etc., concerned with the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, then it's a hopeless situation. Totally hopeless. Because it's not the same situation. And I'm not saying I want to be in control or I want to be the boss. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I want to have a seat at the table. And if I can't get a seat at the table, then maybe I'll light a fire under the table, or I'll inject the table with... mercury or something. And starting to not be combative with each other, but being willing to confront each other. That is at the core of something revolutionary. I made there were some clips that I didn't put in the movie because they're just too confrontational. They're too... It's definitely me. There's a lot of things that I'd like to say. There's a lot of things that I'd like to present that are just too inflammatory. So I'm not trying to intentionally be inflammatory, but that is a lot of what I have to say is intentionally inflammatory to get to a point of dialogue rather than violence, communication rather than conflict. And a lot of people don't seem to get that we're not sequestered, we're not slaves, we're not serfs of some kind of hive mind of trying to make our lives into a competitive corporation with other competitive corporations. We don't have to do it that way. And in fact, if we're going to be developing Tabarwa and developing this very revolutionary vision of Buddhist community and spiritual community, we're going to have to do more in terms of having our egos confronted. Otherwise, our egos aren't going to be very skillful in working with other egos. This narrative of militant, inherent superficialness under threat of violence and torture, it needs to come to an end. It needs to be stopped. And it's not like I'm trying to take a personal side on any of it, because my practice is to depersonify my side, and having these conversations is important, not for ourselves, but for others, for everything. And empty, coming back to that emptiness. But is that a realization, or is that a coping mechanism for your ego? Because we're all going to continue having these egos and having these bodies. So there's basic needs, there's basic wants, physical and mental, that all need to be worked out to continue in life. So imprisoning the dynamics of those conversations into something that has to be superficial, that has to be staying on this foundation of separation, it's not true. It doesn't need to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. We can build spiritual communities, and I'm talking about a kind of spiritual community that has a much broader vision than current ones that I can find. Once we do get that health and wealth, once we do get some establishment of community, of bodies and minds and resources in the grounds, how can we leverage that to do more? Not to just enjoy ourselves or keep doing what has seemed to be the right thing to do for the people who are currently a part of it. How do we offer out what's been established, keeping the Dharma eye in mind? And when we're not willing to be challenged, when we're not willing to be berated, when we're not willing to be dismantled, when we're not willing to be embarrassed, when we're not willing to be kind of deafened by the sound of what appears, then we can't be effective in collaborating with everything and having new contemplative, creative ideas and approaches to the situation. Well, this is why we take refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, so that survival is taken care of, protection is taken care of. We don't have to worry about the ultimate what if, because the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha provides. If you really get to it, your meditation will provide. I'll say it again. We don't know about things we don't know about. So if we don't know about Buddhism, we don't know about Buddhism. Right? There's no wiggle room. There's no debate about it. If you don't know about being a car mechanic, you don't know about being a car mechanic. If you don't know about being a meditator, you don't know about being a meditator. As long as we're genuine about our disingenuousness, that's fine. But it's when we're disingenuous about our disingenuousness that we start to get into an untenable situation. You know? I don't know why it's so offensive to people. Somebody wouldn't be able to know if I knew or didn't know about Buddhism if they don't know anything about Buddhism. I'm not talking about Googling what Buddhism is. I'm talking about having real lived experience. Just same with being a meditator. It's like knowing if I'm a serious meditator or not. Well, you're going to have to be a serious meditator. That's it. There's no excuses. It doesn't get more simple than that. And so why we practice that egoic way of consciously or unconsciously pretending to know about something that we don't know about, it's just because it meets our intentions. And instead of presenting those intentions or even being aware of those intentions, we just kind of keep emotionally or psychologically acting and reacting constantly to what appears to stimuli. It's like if you don't believe in silence, you're never going to know anything about me or what's going on here. If you don't believe in the lack of thoughts as being real or valid or substantial in any way, then you don't have any idea what's going on here, and you never will. It's this idea that Buddhism is superficial because your knowledge of Buddhism is superficial, or that meditation is superficial because your knowledge of meditation is superficial. It's just cope for the ego's constant desire to be right or to be in the know or to be arrogant, to be prideful. It's our addiction to understanding. And that addiction is served very well by the 24-hour news cycle. It's served very well by people who are trying to get our views or get our money, get our clicks, get our agreement, etc. And yeah, it drives you crazy when you're saying the simplest thing. You're talking about, see, this is principles and practice are very difficult to understand. It was only like a year ago that I actually understood what principles and practices are. So it's very advanced even to understand that. And you're talking about that, and people they have no idea what's being said. They can't follow the simplest thing because there's this belief that whatever is being said comes from the ego. It comes from an intention of self rather than just being presented as it is. And if there's like a monetary incentive or a proverbial carrot at the end of the rainbow, then we say, okay, well, we can all trust our own egos to work together because we're all just trying to get that carrot at the end of the rainbow. But when there's no incentive, when there's nothing being hung over there, it must be coming from a self-view, a self-perspective. But to really understand what principles and practices are, you have to remove the bias of ego, of self. And then yourself, or your apparent ego, expresses and can also explore all of these conscious and unconscious principles and practices in all kinds of different ways. You know, that's the difference between me and a lot of spiritual teachers, is that a lot of spiritual teachers are not trying to build community in any physical sense, especially Western spiritual teachers like Rupert Spira or etc., these people. That's not a part of their vision. Whereas for me, that's a very big part of, a very core part of my vision, you know. Just another thought, just another idea, just another story. You know what I mean? So the practice of meditation is that those thoughts and ideas and stories are going on, those experiences are going on, but we're mindful of them, we don't attach to them. That's why they talk about, you know, that's why it's kind of okay, you have a coffee before you meditate, and the posture to sit upright. So you have this wakefulness and this awareness and this presence, and actually you want some of that pain, you want some of that lively shittiness to keep you able to be mindful and not attaching to that string of thoughts, because otherwise you're sitting there and the thoughts are kind of, you know, your awareness is in a fog, where actually your awareness has to be quite alive, quite visceral, quite vivid, quite bright. And just focusing on the in-breath and focusing on the out-breath is enough to generate this energy of clear listening or clear comprehension or non-biased presence, unbiased presence. So to not get distracted by things is to concentrate on that, being that witness or being the awareness or the beingness that things happen in, thoughts happen in, experiences happen in, but they also disappear in. And that's very clear, and that becomes more and more clear as time goes by, you know, as we stay with the real practice and we come back to this. But we don't think this has value when everything's kind of comfortably float. You know, we're going along on the lazy river, and then a holy messenger comes, the holy messenger of sickness, the holy messenger of old age, the holy messenger of death. Then we say, well, wait a minute, this isn't right. I can't get my flow back. I can't find my comfort. And then you don't have any wisdom, you don't have any compassion, you're basically screwed. You just become more and more crazy in this non-stop drive to distract yourself from yourself, and to not be aware of the moment-by-moment happenings of your own mind. So this mindfulness and detachment is a very real and a very powerful skill and ability, and it's very essential. It's very important to empathize with that idea. It's a simple fucking idea, okay? Now everybody, you know, gets excited. Being aware of phenomena, being aware of things, mental things, physical things, sensations in the body. You know, we've already lost most of the people. They need Ritalin. I probably need Ritalin. I probably need some ADHD medicine. Without attaching to that thing. A thought appears, the practice of meditation, you're aware of that thought, you don't attach to it. You continue just being aware and not attaching. So what is attaching to? It's not believing in, it's not following, it's not being influenced by. That's why the stillness is important. This is not a place for people who are not serious about Buddhism and meditation. I don't know how clear I have to be about that, you know. You can come here to practice, you can come here to volunteer, you can come here to donate, or you can come here to shut your fucking mouth. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know what I mean? It's people being intentionally unconscious, intentionally daft, intentionally ignorant, intentionally inhuman. When I come here, and my practice and my process is to try and take off my mask as much as I can, as much as is humanly possible. You know what I mean? Look at your life. Look at the experiences that you've had in your life. Look at the people that you've met in your life, the people who have truly influenced you in your life. Is there any chance at all that there are people, places, situations, things, concepts, beliefs, practices, ways of life, ways of understanding that you don't get? I like that idea. I like that idea of the non-bias of the ego in principles and practices, and how that's essential for community, and how there's a richer creative paradigm in not having an inherent bias of an incentive in discussions around principles and practices that are willing to disregard the self principle, the notion of self. Perceive non-thought, perceive awareness. What did Bodhidharma say? Anybody remember from the Mongolian graveyard? Bodhidharma said to realize awareness is liberation. Nobody cares. This isn't about Jesus, Austin. We're not talking about Jesus. You want to talk about Jesus? Put his name on the back of a $50 bill. Everybody will see Jesus for a long time. And this isn't about a debate or an argument or who's winning or who's losing. This is a show. This is a presentation. This is something that you're coming to watch. You being here watching this is, in a sense, an act of submission. An act of submission to my presence and my being. So if you're not comfortable with that, you should get out of here. You know, you should get out of here as soon as you can. So in 2.5 hours, we will be having Dr. Rob's movie premiere. That will be a premiere on this channel at midnight Vietnam time. And I want everybody to go over to the channel and also leave a like on this video and also go to the YouTube channel and check out the instant premiere that's coming up. I'll see if I can even see it, okay? So I go to my YouTube, I type in Monk Life, it pops right up. Monk Life Meditation. What a good name that is. All right? There we go. The premiere. My sacrifice is coming. Donations of bodies and minds accepted. I believe that God has a plan for me. I believe that I know what that plan is. If you would like me to help support God's plan, please send me money as soon as possible. And God, if you're listening, also please send me money as soon as possible. Thank you. I couldn't have said it better myself. So this idea that, you know, non-duality or Buddhism or spirituality is supposed to be this fucking cookie cutter trash is not accurate. And it's actually, people are feeding into a cultural context that spirituality is supposed to be beyond, is supposed to break out of. Okay? So that's why you see these people and they're talking the same way and they're doing the same thing and they're presenting in the same way. You know, everybody's trying to be Rupert Spira, or everybody's trying to be whoever, you know, the best version of what they're fitting into that makes the most money. Well, this is something else. This is something a little bit different. This is concerned with Buddhism. And meditation is supposed to be shitty, okay? I don't care what anybody else tells you. Meditation is supposed to feel bad. If you're meditating and you feel bad, that means you're doing it right. Okay? You're not a saint. You're not a meditation master. If you feel bad when you're meditating, that is good. It should be uncomfortable, should be abrasive. You should feel stupid. You should feel like you're not doing it right. Sit still, shut your fucking mouth, focus on your breathing, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. All those thoughts, you disregard them and you go back to focusing on your breathing. That's it. That's it. And you, as long as you feel bad when you're doing it, then that means you're meditating properly.
There is more essence.
Here we go. You want to see it, I'll show it to you. I'm not embarrassed anymore. I'm not ashamed anymore. That's not true. All right, here we go. Maybe it is, I don't know. I should have never bought this fucking DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It was the worst decision I ever made in my life.
In Dhamma itself, it is easier to connect.
If we were having a Dhamma discussion, and of course
Which we
everything, all right, everything is a Dhamma discussion, right? But if we were primarily having a Dhamma discussion, I think there's very few things that we would disagree about. Talking about Vipassana, talking about original mind, etc.
I think so. As much as I heard your teachings, yes,
but
I think we would be speaking the same. Yeah.
But what I think is that you're going to have to, or you are, I don't know if you're choosing to do that, if you're going to choose that, but taking more of a practical role in Tabarwa, in leadership, in working with communities, working with organizing.
But exactly, to be practical now, I am also practical. Being here with you, I'm practical of sharing this time and my abilities and my endurance. I'm practical at this now. talking about some potential situations, this is not practical, this is theoretical.
How can you say that? With Tabarwa's
Opening
mission.
my mouth and saying,
With Tabarwa's mission, how can you say that? Seattle's building hospitals, he's building meditation centers.
he's not building them
he's
at
doing
the
all these
level of
things.
words, he's building them in the present moment.
But it would seem to be that it's an arbitrary distinction between words or something else.
Yes, I see the difference between words and actions.
You don't see that words are also actions? Words are probably closer to mental actions than physical actions, I would say.
Okay, they are also actions, but hospitals are not built by words.
They are when the donor shows up and Seattle talks with them about the practical things and then has hours and hours and hours and hours of meetings about those practical
So one step
dynamics.
after another, but in the present moment. Now I'm practical about being here in this conversation with you.
But
and
isn't that
trying
an
to
attachment?
I'm trying to follow this conversation with you, which I admitted already is not easy because I'm losing the thread sometimes with you and I'm not finding my place in this conversation. But still I see that you need me here to converse. But I feel that you are conversing by yourself. You are giving your assumptions and then you're kind of replying by yourself from my side and then you're continuing again to say from your side. So sometimes when you make those pauses and still kind of invite me to say something, I try to figure out what I can say. Like I may say, I do have things to say about Dhamma or whatever, but I try to figure out what I can refer to in the whole long monologue that you develop. So I'm telling you, this is kind of challenging, but I'm practical, trying to collaborate beyond my skillfulness. I'm not sure how it goes. I'm not sure what will be next. I'm not sure what I can say, what I'm not sure in anything here because this situation is not very logical, I would say, for me, for my, like, you say we are Westerners, but still I'm with that Soviet roots in me. You're American. Those are already also huge differences.
So you're going to force the American meditators to march?
I'm not talking about that. Maybe this is a joke and we are supposed to laugh now, right? So, I mean, if we compare ourselves to Myanmar people and Vietnamese, let's say Myanmar and Vietnamese are one group and we are another group.
Yeah.
But if we are sitting here together, I say that it is a bit challenging for me to follow your happening here,
Yeah.
but I try to fit in because you are right. Collaboration is important and we should not limit ourselves to good people or bad people, right understanding or wrong understanding,
Yeah.
older or younger, monks or nuns or lay people. We should be able to collaborate with everyone.
But I don't see this. I see this basically, and I mean in a very small way, I can see the benefit in this for myself, you as a Dhamma practitioner having this conversation, but primarily I see this benefit for others. I'm not looking at this from the view of like how me and you are able to figure everything out or follow each other's logic, but more people who are observing or receiving this, who are interested in Tabarwa.
People who know to learn, definitely they can learn a lot from this exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it good enough?
Yeah, it's
For
perfect.
serious one?
It's perfect.
I think my camera will go low soon too. My first experience on YouTube.
Yeah.
Streaming, imagine with you.
So the other thing you can try, if you want to, is if you go live and you turn vertical.
Yeah.
Oh look, a lot of comments.
A lot of. Speaking, you just ignore whatever I said and continue saying in the same way and even telling me as if I said so and so or as if I think so and so. So I don't really see my input here. So it's a bit difficult for me to relate to something. So if you can be more particular, like what you would like me to talk about, to answer, to respond, and then listen to that, and then apply in your conversation with me what I'm saying, then it makes sense. But otherwise, whatever I say, you still continue.
Well, I have to
by
detach.
yourself.
I have to detach. I have my own mind. Your mind is not my mind. So
Okay.
that's the
I
collaborative
just
effort,
say
right?
that I can't know. I'm losing the thread because I don't see the responsiveness, and I don't see that whatever questions you ask to me, that you take the answers. You don't have to believe the answers. You don't have to follow the answers. But if you ask to give and I'm given, just take it and put it into your conversation. But what I feel is happening is that you're not putting my answers. You continue insisting on what you think that I think.
What do you think that I think you think?
What you are saying, what I'm hearing from you. Repeating the same ideas no matter what I say differently. I mean, I may say for myself, for my experience, for my mind, right? So, but then if you ask question, I reply to that question according to this experience. But you continue still saying what you think, what I think. You don't take what I give, what I really think.
But that's what we have to do, right? We have to detach from.
This.
We have to detach from ourselves to be able to collaborate with someone else. If you can't detach from yourself, we can't work together in doing good deeds. The same with anybody else. The more that we're able to detach from ourselves, the more that we can work with each other doing good deeds without limit. It's not about understanding someone else's mind, because I can't understand your mind, you can't understand my mind. And it's also not about being perfect, like having a perfect dharmic response or dharmic view, because that's irrelevant a lot of the times in Tabarwa, is the dharmic view. Dharmic view for me is more, it's embodied practice. It's not about what you say. I mean, if you're in the position of a Dhamma teacher and a Dhamma student, then it's more practical, yeah.
I'm trying to be in the position of the one who shares according to my experience. I don't have the experience of being a teacher. I have experience of practicing Dhamma and sharing Dhamma, because, you know, Sayadaw invites us always to share. At all his Dhamma talks, when he finishes, he tells us, please share your experience, share your understanding. So in that I have some experience. And also just driven by my own experience of Dhamma, I really also want to share. I can be emotional in this. I can be really explicit in explanation of some Dhamma understanding and experience naturally. So also due to his teaching and opportunities that he creates, and also to my own nature, I can be sharing, but I'm not yet in the position of a teacher, especially that you don't come as a student to me. If somebody comes as a student and really wants to learn from me, this will automatically put me into being a teacher, and somehow probably I will take that role because I'm getting ready for that. And yeah, maybe it's time. And
But can you detach from the created truth while also using it?
this is what I'm working on, on and off. Yes, I'm not fully.
That's what I've heard. So what I've heard, not about you, but that to get the glimpse, Dhamma glimpse, fairly easy, not difficult to, just like you can empathize with the Dhamma, you can empathize with mindfulness and detachment. Not you, but anybody. But to develop discernment, right, like this capacity to do like Sayadaw does, is like extreme difficulty. And that's where my inner frustration can come in sometimes, because I think it's so difficult to develop that discernment, and that discernment is what's necessary for us to collaborate with each other as Westerners for Westerners. Because it's great when the Myanmar people are collaborating together and, like, you know, trying to support these people that come in that are drug addicts or don't have much experience at all with Dhamma. But if there's not that kind of core of collaboration with Western Dhamma practitioners under Tabarwa, then those people, it's almost like they don't have a chance. Same even if you're a monk, you get all this food, Myanmar food or Buddhist food, but that's not really our, it's like a lot of the ego, a lot of the psychology needs other kinds of foods to be, like community, like people that can speak your language, people that can empathize with your upbringing, your environment. And so this, for me, is very, very practical in terms of building real community. Not like a structure where community is possible, but it's not really flourishing or happening, especially in Tabarwa. So that's what my main thing in interviewing you is trying to bring together this kind of connection, because this is precisely the kind of the connection that keeps people in Tabarwa rather than leaving and allows more people to join in.
It sounds like you still care for Tabarwa.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I'm
want to be. You
recognized-
still
I'm
want
rec-
to be a
I'm
member of
rec-
Tabarwa.
I'm recognized by Seattle as a meditation master. He recognized me at the Vasa retreat in Hanoi. During the 3-month retreat in Hanoi, he say me and Bodhinyana, meditation masters, in front of the group. So this also is the aspect, right? It's this hyper.
But like everything,
Well, that's what Seattle
everything
said.
is changing. Yeah.
That's what Seattle
Maybe it
said.
was for that day he wanted you to
Just a
teach
meditation master
or
for that day.
something. Maybe.
Well, whatever, but
everything is
that's
changing. Like.
that seems to be the problem, right? Of this fixation, like this
Yes.
fixation on
Fixation
Tabarwa
is
in
never-
America being Al or this person or that person or these things that are already happening, when really the diversification is what's essential. The more that we can diversify you with Russian students, maybe Ellie become a Siale again, and that we can work together in our diversification. I think Al's probably too busy.
Are you going to join for Vasa this year?
I don't know.
This is a great chance if you want to do together, as you say. You need to spend time together with us.
Yeah.
Because, of course, in the end of the day, we will have to do on our own. Sayadaw cannot do by himself, and as many centers as he's opening, especially in the Western world, we will have to be present at those places, and he will have to do other things.
Yeah.
But as you emphasize the collaboration, then we really need to spend more time together among
Yeah, I
ourselves
agree.
and to spend time with him to take more and more experience. As you say, it was extremely difficult for you before, but now that experience is before, and that is an experience, and you have some understanding from that experience. And maybe if you have more breath, you can take another breath and create a new experience already with more understanding, with anicca, that everything that was before is not relevant now, only the experience that matters. And then just we all need to spend more time together to learn from each other and to adjust and to develop those connections. And
Yeah.
still to learn from Sayadaw as much as we can learn. Meanwhile, we never know how it will be in the future. So if you want to be a part of Tabarwa, then
Well,
we
I'm
should
already
do
a part of
together.
Tabarwa. I've
you
stayed.
left, same as you said, same as Kema left, you left, so...
No. Tabarwa is not in a physical place. Tabarwa is a mission. It's principles and practices. It's having a direct
but we need
relationship.
to understand correctly then Tabarwa. If we are not physically present with Tabarwa, and we are doing Tabarwa style by ourselves, then we need to do what is right in Tabarwa, like with the right understanding. Tabarwa is quite unique, you know this. And to be able to do Tabarwa style by ourselves, we need to have the guts. But it's not enough. We really need to take this right understanding from the experience with Sayadaw, and we need to abandon a lot of our own understanding to let the free and natural and true understanding come in. I think I feel Tabarwa is not different from Dhamma at all. So in order to understand Dhamma, we need to detach from our own understanding, to let the true understanding appear. Same about Tabarwa. We just need to stop struggling. We need to surrender to see the reality of the nature, Tabarwa, as it is. But we need more and more experience. We need more and more chances to fail and try again, fail and try again. And Tabarwa is the only place probably in the world where you're not punished for your failures. You are punished by your own mind. If you want to be perfect and then you don't succeed, then you punish yourself. But Nobody will punish you in Tabarwa. The leader of Tabarwa, Sayadaw, will not punish you. He will only encourage to try and do again and again, like nowhere else in the world. So this is the place where we can try again and again. You have a lot of passion. This is so useful. Not everybody can be so passionate. So you need just to kind of engrave your passion with the more right experience. But this requires time for that experience to ripen and test proof that experience and right understanding. But this is to do together, exactly. And I see you want to do together, right? You are doing a lot by yourself. But as you said, Tabarwa is exactly not yourself. This is
Well, yeah,
many
that's the
together.
difficulty, and there's a frustration in that as well. You know, there's a frustration of not seeing how small the group of Westerners in Tabarwa is.
It is changing.
Yeah.
Now it is changing.
Well, I hope it changes very quickly.
I'm bringing the change.
Yeah.
Not with Russians. I mean, even with the Westerners from US, not from Europe, from where I come. From US, it is going to grow. It's been, you were also a certain stage, certain step for that. A step which was necessary also. Your investment, your doing good deeds with Tabarwa, your endurance as much as you could endure, it created some merits for some Westerners, right? Because you were creating those good deeds which were creating the merits for Tabarwa, as long as you were with Tabarwa. So a little bit of that, little bit from Ellie, a little bit from Kema, a little bit now from me. I'm the new force now, I'm coming like in the new age. I've been always with Tabarwa, but I was on and off. So now I'm coming like always on, let's say. And I am supported by understanding Dhamma and really trying to practice seriously Dhamma. And all the preparatory steps were made by you guys before. You prepared already and shaped the merits around Westerners, which were not yet enough, because this was totally Myanmar-based organization, which continues to be so. But there is the tendency to change. More things are happening now, and more attention of Sayadaw goes to America. He uses the English language more and more. He is open to speak to us more, to exchange with us more. Westerners will be coming, I'm feeling this. I had this conversation with him in November, and at that stage, still his reaction was different from what I experienced with him just a month ago.
Right, but my big point, you know, my strong point is I can't quite let go of it for practical reasons. If you and me and Ellie and whoever this nun is, whoever is not totally mentally ill or mentally unwell, a traveler, you know, something like that, comes through Tabarwa, if we can't collaborate, have meetings together, if we don't see the relevance of that, I want to say this.
You want to say again?
If we can't see the relevance or the practicality of that with each other, then the possibility of extending your own relationship with Tabarwa to these new hopeful people that are going to join, it just doesn't work like that. These people don't come from a Buddhist culture, and this isn't even a traditional Buddhist temple. So our capacity to work together, just like the Italy center fell apart. The center we have in southern Italy is one of them, you know, you've been there, is a fantastic place for Dharma. It's a beautiful place. Do you know why that place fell apart? Because Siale Kema and this woman could not collaborate and communicate with each other. So I tell you what, it's a really hard dream that if the people who already know Sayadaw have already gone through these processes, don't see the value of us being congruent together and communicating together without our egos, but connecting with each other, then I think it's going to be very difficult long shot to bring new people into that feeling. I think they're going to be overwhelmed by the Myanmar side, by the Vietnam side, by the kind of emptiness of community that's there. And then, you know, just to bring it up, not to be aggressive or anything, but in me just bringing up that idea, that simple idea, that, hey, look, you're doing work online, I'm doing work online, Ellie is a great member of Tabaru, this nun, whoever it might be, even if it's not me, you guys go and do it. I don't want anything to do with it. And then I felt and I saw, you know, my experience was a real strong attack. And I don't know where that came from. I don't know what that was about. But that was really my feeling. And that was my only thing and I've been I've reached out to Ellie, I've reached out to this nun, I've reached out to you. I followed Seattle for 8 years. I traveled everywhere with her. I ate dirt and ate shit until I lost my mind, you know? That's how serious and how much faith I have about Tabarwa. And so if we can't connect with each other deeply, I think bringing the environment for Western connectivity and understanding in America is a really imaginary idea, especially looking at the history of Tabarwa in America, where you had a junkyard full of drug addicts and people that were literally fighting each other so seriously that the police and the government had to shut down the center. And so I just say it for practicality, so that people have more of a way to connect. Because if I bring up an idea like that and I feel like I get attacked and we can't work through that, not that we have to do that, but just we can't talk about that, how is it going to be that other people are going to be able to join in and be congruent? You know, so how wonderful would it be? I saw that guy came from Portland or Oregon. It's a whole mess. You know, seemingly he's a crazy guy, he's a wild guy. How much better would it be if we had a Western connectivity space where we talk about these kinds of things? Because if it's just listening to one person, it's kind of like they're right or I'm wrong, or vice versa. Where if it's a collective group where we're discussing, we're supporting each other, there's all kinds of things we can do to support each other. And I'll tell you as well, my experience, because I've put myself out there so much, and, you know, I have ego, of course, so this connection to fame and profit and all that, I've pushed out there so much. You get evil people, you get nasty people, you get dark people that see the Dharma, see what you're trying to represent, what you're trying to embody, and they latch on and they don't let go. And so being alone in that kind of environment, you can't imagine how difficult that is. So that's also reaching out, you know, just for help, because it's not like I can reach out to the hundreds of Myanmar monks or nuns and bring them in, because we have a different culture, we have a different background. I'm not trying to tell you to do anything. I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I'm just, you know, really asking for help. And it's not just for me, it's for
sharing a lot of
That's what Tabarwa is all about.
Yes.
Seattle will sit until 6 a.m. in 100-degree heat with mosquitoes in the most difficult situation and listen to totally insane people just go on and on and on and won't tell them to stop. So I just want to share that, because it's really, Tabarwa is really important to me.
I see you, yes.
It's a refuge for me. You know, Seattle is closer to me than my family. Tabarwa is closer to me than my family is. You know, Tabarwa is everything to me.
But it feels like truly, what is the word? It's not believe. Is it feeling? Is it whatever you are saying?
Yeah.
I see. Speaking, you just ignore whatever I said and continue saying in the same way, and even telling me as if I said so and so, or as if I think so and so. So I don't really see my input here. So it's a bit difficult for me to relate to something. So if you can be more particular, like what you would like me to talk about, to answer, to respond, and then listen to that, and then apply in your conversation with me what I'm saying, then it makes sense. But otherwise,
I have a few things that I notes of. Here's a mic.
okay. I'll also give you mine. I will probably also try to record something. I don't know how to. I never streamed on YouTube. I want to stream on YouTube.
The live stream, yeah, I'll show you.
Okay, because I did only on Facebook.
Now Seattle live streams everything on YouTube.
Yeah, this is why I want also to do. I'm coping Sayado.
Apparently it's a lot of views that he gets through there.
Yeah.
Just Myanmar people, it gets recommended to.
So we go left or right?
Yeah, I think it's left.
Okay. Not only Myanmar, for English-speaking videos, he also gets the views. Yeah, I took everything necessary. Do you know this box?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Did Al give that to you? Or is that yours?
I
you
asked
buy
from
it?
Sayado.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because he has a new one, an improved version, but this one is still working well.
Yeah.
So no sense for me to buy something when I can just keep using this one.
Yeah.
And it has many merits already. It has many Dhamma stories already, this one. Hello, Sayale. Suko. You go to Barwa? No? Yes? Nandalana is there.
So now how long have you been at this temple?
It's been 2 weeks already, yeah. I guess.
And the New Zealand Siale, she was here before, right?
Right, yeah. We intersected for some time. You know her? How do you know her?
Oh, I just know her from when I used to live in Tanlin,
Ah,
so quite a few years ago.
okay. So you stayed for some time together in Tanlin.
Before COVID and during COVID. I didn't go back because we arrived into Myanmar when the pandemic started, from Seattle traveling to Malaysia and Singapore.
Yes. Yes. I was on that trip in Malaysia.
So we're coming to the end of this whole scenario. I came here to interview. It's not really true. There's no me story that's really true. And that's tough. But my philosophy is live and let live. And building community for the ease of being and for these actions, these movements, this the way of life that is a protest, actually. If you've watched my live streams, you've seen the work that I do, you will see the state of the world, the state of the evil of this world, the selfishness, the greed, but the most pure form of evil. Look at this. This is quite aesthetic. No, aesthetic. This is very aesthetic. Look at this. So not fixating too much on the asceticism or the aesthetics of asceticism or whatever isms, but you know, each step can be a protest. Each breath can be a protest, and you know, my aspiration, that sincere aspiration, is that you know, I'm here to help and I'm here to support, and it's a pathway. It's a pathway from the unknown to the unknown of the unknown. A way of doing good deeds with mindfulness and detachment freely, limitlessly, in a way that is not about someone, not about something. So it's very difficult to understand. I am not a monk anymore, so even I have the problem. Even I cannot understand. But that's a way of getting rid of the problem, not needing to understand. And look at this, we have the interview right here.
Do you want me to try to escape sooner, or?
Are you ready for the interview now?
No, now not. We have, as I wrote to you, some event there. But I can try to escape as soon as possible, like after 4.
How long are you staying in Ho Chi Minh?
No, now I'm not ready for the interview.
No, but how long will you stay at the temple?
Till the beginning of May, like 4th May.
April. So we still have time.
Okay.
Maybe I will come back again. Because we have to get home before it gets too late.
Yeah, but really do like you did last time.
To schedule first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm not that busy, but
Yeah.
like some days, like you say, I go to dentist and
Okay.
yeah, and some days we have something, some other days like nothing.
No, this is not, it's okay.
All right, everybody, the box office has been updated. The Dr. Rob movie premiere is going to be happening in 15 minutes. So get your popcorn, get your vegan buffalo wings, get your stuff, and get ready, because I've put a lot of energy into this. I believe that God has a plan for me. I believe that I know what that plan is. If you would like me to help support God's plan, please send me money as soon as possible. And God, if you're listening, also please send me money as soon as possible. Thank you. So the way that we're going to do this is right when that premiere starts to get going, this live stream's getting turned off, and we're all hopping over. We're all going over to the premiere. So let's get some big W's in chat, everybody who's excited for the premiere. If you're excited for the premiere, I want to see some of those W's in the chat, everybody. I want to see those W's in the chat, everybody. Great. Wonderful. Wonderful. Fantastic. Very exciting. So that interview, you know, if I'm just going to be honest with everybody, kind of tell everybody how it went. Started off good. The person who was being interviewed started to kind of, this isn't all filmed. This isn't all something that I filmed, but they just started to kind of ramble on, which we all do. You know, I know that because I know all about rambling on. And then I said, okay, look, let me tell you why I'm here. I need you, Ellie, that nun, whoever. We're going to get together. We're going to have a podcast. We're going to have group meetings. We're going to create a lattice and an infrastructure. And the moment that I presented that and brought that up, it was this, I didn't get it on film because this fucking Osmo Pocket 3, the bane of my existence, just wasn't, it burned out. It was too hot in the Vietnamese heat, and so we didn't get this part. But there was just a very strong ego reaction of there's something being wrong. It's inappropriate to bring up an idea like that. So anyways, it just kind of spiraled from that and became very, very challenging, kind of mutually challenging. And, you know, who was right, who was wrong, who can say, doesn't matter anyway. But we are 10 minutes away from the Dr. Rob feature-length movie premiere. It's a film where once you start watching it, you're not going to want it to stop. But it will at a certain point. It has a length to it. It's not indefinite. And so I'm so proud of this work. I've put a lot of energy into it. And Well, you don't know. You won't know. You wouldn't have. You wouldn't know unless you were there. You wouldn't know unless you had experienced it yourself. So, the movie premiere is coming up. So I want everybody to make sure they're ready when we transition over to watch the premiere. If you go to my channel, you'll see the premiere. You'll see the title of the premiere, which is "My Sacrifice is Coming." That's the premieres in 10 minutes, premieres in 9 minutes. So everybody who wants to watch that movie premiere, I want you to be there. I want you to be ready. I'm ready for it. And I'm very excited about it. And I'm excited to watch that with the community. That's such a treat for me. That's such a blessing for me. Remember that this is not this is not like an open piss bath. This is a place for people who are serious about Buddhism, serious about meditation, etc. So if you're not serious about Buddhism or meditation, if you're not serious about listening to what I have to say and seeing my ugly mug, then you're in the wrong place. Then there's no reason for you to be here at all. Okay? So let's not be foolish. We have the Dr. Rob feature-length movie premiere beginning in less than 10 minutes. 8 minutes from now, that premiere is going to happen on my YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel, you'll see the premiere. I'm not sure what's happening to my eye, but I can assure you that we're going to get to the bottom of it, whatever it is. We're going to figure it out one way or another. We're going to get it figured out one way or another. Let's focus on getting our eyes on the movie premiere that's about to happen. Okay? So I want everybody to be able to watch that and participate in that together. That's why we're having the premiere. Here's the link to the premiere, everybody. So I hope that you enjoyed this live session. And thanks for coming out. I hope it was meditative and beneficial for you in your life, you know. And we're going to wrap it up here. All right? Take care, everyone. And let's go over to the movie premiere. Does everybody know how to get to the movie premiere or not? Exclusive world premiere. This, remember, I've taken some time off, right, everybody? I stepped away for a while. And so I've put energy into this work. I've put energy into this feature film. And I'd like for everybody to come. We're going to collectively watch that together. 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, the premiere happens. In 5 minutes, the premiere happens. And the premiere is not going to be me talking like this. The premiere is going to be something totally different. Something that I've produced, something that I created, something that I directed. So you're going to be able to see my artistic eye in this. Now, we're not going to play it during, we're not going to be doing anything like that at all. We're going to give our full attention to the premiere, which is going to be happening in 5 minutes. All right? Now here, do y'all need me to help you out? Y'all need a little bit of help from the doc here? Let me help you out here, okay? Let me give you a little bit of help here. All right? Just so we don't have any excuses from anybody. All right. What does this look like to you, everybody? What does this look like to you? You got it, Schmedford. Let's put some comments over there so we can see this. What does this look like for you? Premieres in 5 minutes, everybody. Look at this. And this is the trailer. Look, this is the trailer for the premiere. So you decide if you want to see it or not. This is the trailer.
I believe that God has a plan for me. I believe that I know what that plan is. If you would like me to help support God's plan, please send me money as soon as possible. And God, if you're listening, also please send me money as soon as possible. Thank you.
Let's watch that trailer one more time. So the premiere is happening in 4 minutes.
I believe that God has a plan for me. I believe that I know what that plan is. If you would like me to help support God's plan, please send me money as soon as possible. And God, if you're listening, also please send me money as soon as possible. Thank you. I believe that God has a plan for me. I believe that I know what that plan is.
This is the premiere
if you
trailer.
would like me to help support God's plan, please send me money as soon as possible. And God, if you're listening, also please send me money as soon as possible. Thank you.
Okay, now, how exactly, right? How exactly do we get to the premiere? How do we get to the premiere of Dr. Rob's feature-length film, My Sacrifice is Coming? Well, we go to the Monk Life Meditation YouTube channel, okay, and you will see that there's a premiere that's about to happen. Premiere's happening in 3 minutes.
I believe that God has a plan for me. I believe that I know what that plan is. If you would like me to help support God's plan, please send me money as soon as possible. And God, if you're listening, also please send me money as soon as possible. Thank you.
All right. So let's get some W's in the chat. Let's get some excitement, everybody. I am so excited to watch this premiere with the community. Like I said, I took time away. I took time not being online, and all of that energy, it flowed into this feature-length film, this movie, and I'm so much looking forward for us watching this together. Let's see that trailer one more time.
I believe that God has a plan for me. I believe that I know what that plan is. If you would like me to help support God's plan, please send me money as soon as possible. And God, if you're listening, also please send me money as soon as possible. Thank you.
The premiere is about to happen, and if you don't know how to go to the premiere, just go to the Monk Life Meditation YouTube channel, and you will see, wow, look at this, it's synchronicity. So let's count it down, everybody. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Let's go over to the premiere, everybody. W's in the chat.